What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. This is day 2 of painting my bike, and you guys picked the color. I'm gonna let you guys know who the winner is momentarily once we start to pull out the colors, but in the meantime, the prepping process that I do, steel wool on the frame, fork, and handlebar. This will smooth out any imperfections within the metal, as well as any old paint that you might have on there to kind of smooth it out. So that's something you want to put into your notations for anything you got to pick up at the local hardware store before you end up painting your bike. So the colors that I'm actually doing on this bike, I've never actually done all together, maybe individually, but today's video is going to make me feel like the BMX version of Bob Ross. If you guys ever seen him, he's like the famous painter that was on TV all the time. Really chill atmosphere, relaxed. I don't know how chill or relaxed this video is going to be today, but yeah, that's basically how I feel. So, as you can see there, the handlebars are all smooth. I know you can still see color on there. These actually were powder coated, and that's the reason why I'm unable to get this off. So powder coat is a much, much thicker, more durable paint than spray paint. But the spray paint I usually do, and the coats that I do, actually ends up lasting sometimes longer than the powder coat I ever do. It's just a lot harder for some reason to get the powder off. So I'll tell you what, I didn't think this through as far as wearing gloves. I should have wore gloves, because now my hands are like super black, like I just got out of a coal mine or something. And these forks as well were powder coated, so got to smooth out all that those imperfections that are in the powder before we can lay down that first coat. Well, I got you guys sitting here at this point, I want to know what your favorite bike channel is, or your just favorite YouTube channel is in general, and why. I've kind of been thinking about this a lot lately, like what type of content do people actually like to watch? I'm not saying I'm going to cater to that content, but I've always kind of tried to see what the human mind's into. All right, the fork, nice and smooth. Now we get to the frame. Look at this. I mean, I should have worn gloves. Bad news. Now we're going to get to the frame. The frame is pretty much all removed from any kind of paint on there. There are some imperfections as far as some extra paint on there, so it shouldn't take too long. Now, some of you metal experts out there that do this on a regular basis or have like your own technique of doing it, you're probably not going to like the fact that all I do after the steel wool is literally put on the first coat. I'm not going to be dripping any fluids on there. I'm going to be basically wiping off any excess dust. This isn't supposed to be a perfect tutorial on how to do it in the most perfect way. This is just how I do it. And it's what works for me, right? A lot of you guys always wonder too what frame I'm running. This is actually a Mike Laird custom frame, my own custom geometry. It's very similar to the geometry I had when I rode for Hyper Bikes. I had a signature frame through them called the Gigawatt. And pretty simplistic measurements, straightforward, and I've kind of always stuck with it ever since. I do need a new frame, so I'll probably have to hit him up here pretty soon. It's not cracked or anything, it's just got its wear on it, that's for sure. I will be taking the brake mounts off, guys, don't worry. I just wanted to basically leave them on there so I know exactly where they are when I go to take them off, so I'm not searching for them later. So I leave them on until the end, I pop them off, I spray the frame, and I end up capping that section so that it doesn't mess with any of the threads. But I don't want to risk losing those because I'm pretty sure it's the only set I have. This is where you guys are going to be sitting for today's video. I'm going to prop the frame up there. We're going to get the first coat going. Alright, so I made this little contraption thing here for my frame to sit on. It's just 2 pieces of plywood kind of butted up against each other, and what I end up doing is I end up putting the frame like this in the center, and it counters the weight. So you can have it at one angle, or we can flip it the other way. So we are going to do the top side first, and then we will flip it around the other way. So, the white base, this is who the winner is. You guys ready? Wade Smith. You are the winner of a brand new 888 Sweat Saver certified helmet. I want you to DM me on Instagram with your home page showing me that you are who you say you are on YouTube. That way I know I'm sending the helmet out to the right person. Their color scheme they wanted me to do, which I actually fell in love with as soon as I started picturing it, was winter camo with a touch of pink, which is perfect because I have the pink pedals. So we're going to start with a white base. So you shake the can for about a minute, get the paint flowing really well, and the whole point is you want to get the paint flowing really well out of the canister so there's no drips. You don't want any drips on your frame. So nice smooth take on the entire frame, fork and bar is what we want. I just say about 8 inches away, get a nice wide field. Always do a practice spray too. Make sure you got a nice nice stream going. remember, it's always better to stay further away for the coats, because then you can actually correct it if there's any issues. You can see where the paint's laying smooth, and I'd rather do more coats further away and make it nice and smooth versus being close up and, you, like I said, you risk having those drips. All right, nice base coat on the frame. We're gonna do the fork and the handlebar next. Gonna let it dry for about 15-20 minutes, and I'm gonna start hitting it with the first color with the spray paint on the paintbrush. I am so unprepared. I thought I had enough white paint. Hopefully I do, to be able to coat everything. I'm not gonna coat the entire handlebar past the grip because you don't see it when you're, you know, when you're riding, because you got the grips on there. But I think I got enough to be able to do a single coat on everything, and that's basically all you need when you're doing this paint scheme. All right, so next step, dark gray spray paint paintbrush. What I end up doing is I spray the paint on the paintbrush to kind of give it that antiqued look that I like on all my frames. Not too sure how it's gonna look with the camo-esque, but we're about to see right now. So let's give it a little hit. And I'm gonna hit it on the fork first. I try to make it look as like natural as possible. I don't know if that makes any sense. Thing is, you're gonna have to coat this paintbrush several times because it's gonna dry rather quickly. That's kind of the beginning stages of the look that I'm looking for. Now remember, there's no real technique to this, okay? You're just making this your own thing. You don't really want to try to go too extravagant to where you're trying to plan something out and make it look beautiful, because at the end of the day, it's gonna look awesome either way. Nobody else is gonna have a paint job like yours. All right, handlebars turned out pretty good. We're gonna hit the frame. The two colors contrast so well. So the light gray over top of this is going to really be a nice eye-popping type of a look. All right, we got pink, a light gray, we have a black. I'm thinking we hit it with a little bit of light gray over top of the dark gray, and then a hair bit of black before we hit the pink. I go a little bit less on this one. You want to give it a little bit to where the dark gray is still popping from the backside. As you can see the contrast right there. So that dark gray really pops right now. It looks even darker than it did before because of the light gray over top. I'm hesitant to even put black on this, but I might just do a light coating of black right now, just so I know and I can ensure that that pink is going to pop. All right, this is going to be the lightest coat of black I could possibly do. I just want enough to be able to make this pop. I chose flat black, so it's not too glossy, it's not going to pop too hard, but just enough to be able to really make that pink shine. Now it is time to add the pink. That pink is really gonna pop with this base coat down right now. Oh my gosh, I'm getting excited. Let's get right to it. All right, the moment of truth. The pink. I'm gonna go light, because you never know how overpowering it's gonna be. Here we go. Ooh. Good combo. All right, I'm gonna give it a nice round of clear. I use the Rust-Oleum 2X clear. Stuff works great. Never had a problem with it. This does look like it's like a hint of red on camera, but it's definitely pink in person. Not too sure if I'm gonna have to put the pink petals on or my red ones. I'm really stoked on this paint job. Shout out to Wade Smith again for this idea. I know it's not exactly a winter camo, but I tried. It's my little Bob Ross-esque, you know, painting scheme to it to kind of make it my own. So I hope this video is useful to you guys, and I hope you guys are able to get something from it to be able to paint your own bike and make it your own. If you end up painting your bike and you have Instagram, please tag me in it. I want to share it with everyone. That would be so sick. And if you guys have any suggestions for future videos, put them in the comments below. If you guys are new around here, consider subscribing. I do videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I'm also doing videos that just add the ordinary from regular riding videos. So with that being said, if you like this video, drop a like. If you love it, hit the subscribe button, and I'll catch you in the next one.